Welcome to this edition of Go Vote Omaha, presented by the League of Women Voters of Greater Omaha. I'm Candide Santiago, Director of Operations for the League of Women Voters of Greater Omaha, and I will be our facilitator for tonight's conversation. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization and does not endorse political candidates or parties. Our purpose is to empower voters and defend democracy. Go Vote Omaha focuses on policy issues. As a result of our discussions, we hope that you will be ready to make an informed decision during election time. The views expressed at this educational event are not necessarily aligned with those of the League of Women Voters, but are expressed at the discretion of our guest. Today, we will hear from two candidates from the Metropolitan Utilities District of Omaha to represent Subdivision 2. All candidates for this race were invited to attend. Due to a prior commitment, one candidate was unable to attend. Our objective is for voters to hear about issues and policies directly from candidates in a nonpartisan environment. To find out more about the candidates that will be on your ballot this May, visit vote411.org. Organized and published by the League of Women Voters of Nebraska volunteers, vote411.org is a one-stop shop for election-related information. It provides specifics about the election process, details about general and state candidates, and information directly from candidates who educate the public about their platform by responding to the Vote 411 questionnaire. The format for today is as follows. Each candidate will get 1 minute opening statement followed by questions prepared by the League of Women Voters. Each candidate will answer every question and will have up to 90 seconds to answer. Following the question portion, each candidate will have a 1 minute closing statement. We alternate speaking order throughout the forum. Before the forum, the candidate drew numbers to determine their initial speaking order. I will introduce them now in that order. Our candidates running for the MUD district are Mr. Madsen and Mr. Patrick Brennan. I do apologize. Mr. Dennis Madsen and Mr. Patrick Brennan. Let's start with the opening statements. Mr. Dennis Madsen, would you please start with your opening statement?
Yeah, hello, and thank you guys for letting me be here tonight and talk with everyone. My name is Dennis Madsen. I am a born and bred Omaha, lived in North Omaha my whole life. I have 3 daughters, I have 3 granddaughters, and I'm retired from MUD with just about 33 years of service. I think that we need a change in the board of directors, and I would like to be that person if I can get your vote on voting day. Thank you.
Great. Mr. Patrick Brennan.
I'd like to first off thank the League of Women Voters for sponsoring this forum for MUD's Subdivision 2. The way I feel, an informed electorate is vital to a strong democracy. I'm running for the MUD board because I believe that my extensive experience in the gas industry, coupled with being a certified public accountant, gives me a unique advantage of understanding how the business works, how the money flows, and what needs to be done to ensure that the business not only continues to work, but also prepares itself financially, operationally for what may happen in the future. I worked in the gas industry for 36 years, with 24 of those years in management. I've got experience in the gas industry, gas marketing industry, pipeline industry, and the utilities industry. So I know what best practices are that I could bring to the board.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll start with question 1. What do you hope to accomplish in 6 years while on the board? And we'll start with Mr. Patrick Brennan.
I think right now MUD they've got strong management in place, and they've got a gas infrastructure plan that they're addressing, fixing all the infrastructure in the city, starting from east to west, since all the older infrastructures on the east side. So they've got talented individuals, and so going forward, you want to make sure that you maintain schedule on the infrastructure. You need to deal with the problems that you may encounter, have a robust IT department for cyber security, and so basically just to plan for any future needs, future expansion, and that's where background on the financial side, because usually you have to fund those. So just to prepare for the future, as well as keep everything going as is. So.
Thank you. Mr. Madsen?
Can you ask me the question one more time, please?
Sure. The question reads, what do you hope to accomplish in 6 years while on the board?
Well, I personally think we need to get back to a little bit more basic, getting the people involved, the people that work for MUD involved, and trying to obviously keep all the rates where they're at and keep everything safe and sound where we want it to be. But I think we've gotten away from the personal side, and I think we need to get a little more involvement with the people.
Thank you for your answer. Question 2 reads, the majority of Nebraskans support the way our utilities are governed on a nonpartisan basis. Are you in favor of retaining this aspect about public power? Mr. Madsen, we will start with you.
Yeah, I am. I believe that it keeps the politics out of it. I think we need to just look at what's good for the people and not worry so much about the politics of it, would be my way of saying it.
Thank you. Mr. Brennan?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about public utilities, whether it's gas or electric, gas and water, which is what MUD is, yeah, to me, yeah, the partisanship should not even be in existence. I mean, we're here, you know, we're owned, it's public utility, so we're owned by the customer owners, and, you know, we're here to provide safe, reliable gas and water service to them. And there shouldn't be any divergence on that task at hand. So you don't need to get into politics of you know, whether you're favoring one group over the other. I mean, the whole city is the customer. City and some outlying areas. So, you know, we're here to provide those services, which are life-saving services. So you have to stay focused on the task at hand. So.
Thank you for your answer. Question 3 reads, what are the most important challenges facing our public utilities, and how do you propose to address them? Mr. Madsen, we'll begin with you.
The 3 most. I think for me, well, I don't even know how to go about it. I can't give you an answer. I'm sorry. That sounds terrible, but I just can't think of anything to really say.
It's okay.
So,
Mr. Brennan, would you like to answer?
Oh, yeah, I would say that probably the most important thing is infrastructure. We say MUD's been around about 110 years. Started on the east side of town when Omaha started the Missouri, moved west from there. So MUD has its gas and water infrastructure plan that started in 2008 to replace all the gas and water mains. And so I would say to stay focused on that, and their plan, you know, you have to go where the repairs are first, so, you know, keep all the work being done east of 72nd, and just keep on task for that. Another thing for utilities, I mean, not only public utilities, but, you know, bigger companies is, once again, our cyber attacks. That's kind of a scary thing with any industry, but really in the utility and energy industry. So you need a robust IT plan to prevent it from happening, and but if it happens, to how to mitigate the damages. So those would probably be, plus, you know, hiring a good workforce and having a continuity plan in place when people retire. So just to maintain, keep the business going. So.
Thank you. How will you assure the public is involved in the decision-making process at MUD? We'll start with Mr. Brennan again.
I think board members need to be accessible to their constituents all the time. The constituents are MUD's customer owners, and the board represents everyone. The monthly meetings are open to the public, so you know, if a person has an issue, whether it's personal, whether it's with their neighborhood, something from a service, you know, they can take to the board at the monthly meeting, or they can certainly contact their board representative. So the way, it's all about the best way for dealing with issues and solving issues or communication, collaboration. So that's, you just need to keep the lines of communication open. So.
Thank you. Mr. Madsen?
To keep the public in the loop of everything, I believe that we as board members need to be very accessible to the people. I think they need to be able to contact us personally, not have to go through a chain of things. I think they need to talk to us personally, be able to be accessible, be right out front with people. Overall, we got to be honest with them. They have to know what's going on in our board meetings and be able to put their 2 cents in if they want to.
Thank you. Do you believe Nebraska as a state should have an overall climate and natural resource conservation strategy? We will start with Mr. Madsen.
Can you ask that again, please?
Sure. Question 5 reads, do you believe Nebraska as a state should have an overall climate and natural resources conservation strategy?
I guess we have to have something for natural resources and the climate, because we can all tell that things are changing. I don't personally know a whole lot about this kind of stuff. If it came up tomorrow, I would have to do some more research and talk to more people about things, because I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know that it's an important thing to have.
Thank you. Mr. Brennan?
I'd say, in my opinion, I mean, and I think it's backed up by all the scientists that climate change is here. You know, people may talk about and compare weather patterns to climate change, and it's climate change. So, yeah, I think every state does, but just zeroing in on Nebraska, we need to have a plan in place. I mean, when it gets into, since MUD is gas and water, I mean, water resources that's a big deal for Nebraska. You've got the water coming in from the west, coming out of the Rockies. So we need to work with outlying adjacent states. Colorado will probably be a big one, and work on what we need to do to ensure that water is still not being taken by the states that are upstream. So so water is a very big thing, especially Nebraska being agricultural. So you've got farmers worrying about it, but then just regular people like us making sure that the water still comes out of your tap and it's clean. So, and then on the gas side, they should just because natural gas industry, you got methanes, but that's things that can be worked on. Or gas infrastructure, you know, putting in pipes in place so that stops the methane from escaping. So.
Thank you. Question 6 reads, what are the challenges in providing public power at a reasonable cost while maintaining reliability and protecting the environment? Mr. Brennan, we will begin with you.
Well, think about public, yeah, when we're saying public power, we're, for us, gas and water. But the challenges, was that the question?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the advantage, and Nebraskans, I don't know if they really realize it. I mean, Nebraska's, we have a public utility, so it's customer owned. So for one thing, the thing about public utilities is it's all about customer service. And from the rates perspective, we're just recovering our costs. There's no built-in profit that other companies would have. So, the deals, go through it one more time.
Sure.
Make sure I stay on task here.
What are the challenges in providing public power at a reasonable cost while maintaining reliability and protecting the environment?
Okay, yeah, and so once again, just having a robust plan in place and focusing on, once again, reliable service and to keep the water flowing and the gas flowing. And doing it, once again, because you want to keep your rates low also for people, for all the customers, so that should do it.
Thank you. How do you believe that we as a community can, oh, I'm so sorry. Mr. Madsen, would you please respond to the question? I can repeat it if needed.
Yes, please.
Question 6 reads, what are the challenges in providing public power at a reasonable cost while maintaining reliability and protecting the environment?
Well, I want to make sure everybody understands we are the gas and water utility, so this is pretty much out of our realm of what we know a lot about. Obviously, it's important to keep a good grid system and get everything going for the power, but I really can't comment on a lot of it because I don't know much about the power company. So.
Thank you. Our next question reads, how do you believe that we as a community can support reliable, affordable public utilities across the state? Mr. Madsen, we'll begin with you.
How can you support it? I think by being involved. You hear people want to complain quite often, but if we get involved and we see what's actually happening and we talk to the board members and we talk to management, I think everybody can come together on a good solution for everything to work out just fine.
Mr. Brennan?
Can you repeat it?
Sure.
Thanks.
Question 7 reads, how do you believe that we as a community can support reliable, affordable public utilities across the state?
Well, like I say, I mentioned before that we have public utilities versus, and there are other, there's for-profit companies, also utilities within the Omaha area. So we want to make sure that, number one, that the public utilities remain public and don't get privatized. Because when that happens, your rates will be going up because the for-profit companies will have built-in profit into your rates as well as income taxes built in. So I've got a background in rate making also. So that would increase your rates. So it's imperative that we want to maintain being a public utility state. And as far as Omaha goes, making sure that MUD and OPPD on the power side stays publicly owned. So.
Thank you. We will now allow for a 1-minute closing statement from each candidate. Closing statements can begin with Mr. Brennan.
Okay. Once again, I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for sponsoring this forum for our district. As I've kind of mentioned a couple times, customer owners of MUD are fortunate to be served by a publicly owned utility. Public utilities exist to serve customers and not to make profits for shareholders. So customer service is our main job, along with providing safe and reliable gas and water services. Customer owners have a direct line to the board to voice their concerns, and I pledge to maintain an open line of communication to my constituents. Communication, once again, communication, collaboration are keys to solving problems. So.
Thank you. Mr. Madsen?
I'd like to say thank you, first of all, for letting us speak tonight. And I'd like to end by saying, if elected, I hate to say it this way, but my door is always open. You can call me, you can email me, text me, whatever it is that we need to do to keep that line of communication open between the board and the people. I think if we work together, we can continue having safe drinking water and good, efficient natural gas for years and years and years to come for our next generations. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight. If you want to learn more about the candidates and issues that will be on your ballot, visit vote411.org for a personalized resource tool. A special thank you to the candidates for participating in tonight's conversation. For the League of Women Voters of Greater Omaha, I'm Candide Santiago. As always, we urge you to be informed and be a voter on May 14th. Go vote, Omaha.